Welcome once again to Spring, Texas. It's a hot July 4th weekend here, and I'm cooking some St. Louis spare ribs on my Akorn grill. I went ahead and removed the membrane off of the bone side of each of these, and I removed a lot of the fat and any excess meat and any of the sharp pieces. Then I rubbed them down in some yellow mustard. Nothing fancy, just your typical French's yellow mustard. And then I placed my dry rub on it. It's paprika, sugar, salt, black pepper, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, mustard, and a little bit of cayenne. As I mentioned previously, I'll be smoking these today on my Char Griller Akorn. I went ahead and opened up the bottom vent all the way. I've got it full of Royal Oak natural hardwood charcoal, and you can't see, but I've got a couple Weber cubes in here. I'm going to go ahead and light them up. It's been a few minutes, about 3 or 4 minutes, and the cubes have burnt out, the 2 cubes that I put in there. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and put in my wood chunks. They're pretty small, so I grabbed a bunch of them. I'm using pecan and hickory. I'm just going to put them fairly close to where I can see the coals starting to get going. And I noticed with the Char Griller Akorn that a lot of the coals really get going more towards the rear of the grill. So I'm going to place most of my chunks in the middle and further towards the back. And I'm going to go ahead and take my Char Griller smoking stone, place it right on the top, and then I'm going to take a water pan and put it on the top as well. Now I'm going to reach over here for my trusty hose. It's in a very convenient spot right next to my grill, and I'm going to gently fill up the water pan. I didn't check to see if it had any holes in it first. I'm going to hope for the best here. Alright, I filled it up pretty high because these are going to be smoking for about 4 hours. Well, they're going to smoke for 3 hours, and then I'm going to cook them for another hour wrapped up in foil. So about 4 hours of total cooking time. I'm going to go ahead and put my grate on top of that. And I'm going to shut it down and let it get up to temperature. Okay, I just shut the lid down. I'm going to let this come up to about 250 degrees. As you can see, it's already smoking away here. And also, I'm going to leave the top and bottom vents all the way open for a few minutes here. It's been about 2 more minutes. I'm approaching 125. I'm going to go ahead and start closing her down a little bit here, about halfway on the top, about halfway on the bottom. The grill was at 150 degrees, and I went ahead and laid the 2 rib racks down on their bone side. And I'm going to shut it down, close the latch. And I'm leaving the top and the bottom vent, and about half on the bottom and half on the top for the moment. It's been about 5 more minutes. We're just over 200. So I'm going to go ahead at this point and shut this down, almost completely closed on the top. And same, I'm going to go about there on the bottom. It's been about 5 more minutes, and I'm right at about 250. So I'm going to shut the bottom down just to a hair. And the top vent Just a smidge open. Well, I put the ribs on right at noon, and all I need to do for the next 3 hours is flip them every 45 minutes. So that means it's beer 30 and it's time for me to get in my pool for a little while and grab a cold, refreshing beverage. So far this hot summer, I've been drinking, along with my regular St. Arnold Summer Pilsner and Fancy Lawnmower, I've really enjoyed drinking this Karbach Love Street Kolsch. Delicious, refreshing beer on a hot day. This Firestone Walker 805 out of Paso Robles. I just discovered this one. Fantastic summer ale. And this Lobo Texas Lager. I bought a 6-pack of it. I had to go back to the store the next day and buy another one. This is a well-awarded beer. And it's from just west of me in Fredericksburg. And I gotta say, man, that's some awesome beer. All three of these awesome beers, so go grab some. Alrighty folks, I put these on at noon. And it's now 12:45. And every 45 minutes you need to rotate these. I'm still at 250. Still got some smoke going on. I'm going to undo the latch. I'm going to burp it a few times so I don't burn myself. Lift it up. And there they are. And I'm just going to use a pair of tongs here. And flip them 180 degrees, keeping them on their bone side. Put this one up on top a little bit here. Alright, I'm going to shut it back down. Another 45 minutes, I'll do the same thing for 3 hours. Okay, I've got about 30 minutes until the ribs are coming off. That'll be a total of 3 hours. I've rotated them every 45 minutes. I have the same sheet pans that I used to prepare the ribs with the dry rub earlier. And I placed a large sheet of heavy-duty aluminum foil on there. I put 3 tablespoons of butter on the center of each one. I drizzled some honey, and I also put the leftover dry rub that I had set aside right on top. Okay, it's been 3 hours at this point. I'm going to open it up. Still maintaining 250 degrees. We want to keep that going, so I'm going to pull these ribs out pretty quickly so I don't lose too much heat. Burp it a few times. Take out the top rack here. You're getting nice and limber. And I want to put it meat side down on top of the butter and the foil. Then I'm just going to wrap it up. And right before I complete wrapping it, I want to put a 1/4 cup of apple cider, or in this case, Trader Joe's apple juice, inside of each one. Alright. And then I'll seal it up and put it back on the grill. Okay, I resealed them real good. I just put them side by side back on the grill here, and I'm going to shut it back down for 1 more hour at 250. Well, it's been 1 more hour, so it's just after 4 o'clock. I'm hovering just under 250. And I took out one of the racks of ribs, and I'm going to unwrap it and brush some barbecue sauce on the bottom. I'm using, sometimes I make my own barbecue sauce, but today I didn't feel like it. So I'm using a Weber Smoky Thick Applewood Brown Sugar Barbecue Sauce, and I like it because it has no high fructose corn syrup. Okay, let's unwrap it and see what we have. Be careful, it's obviously hot. Some hot steam coming out. Oh, looks good. Alright, at this point I'm just gonna take this rack. Should be nice and tender by now, and it is. So I'm using my long tongs, get way underneath it, and I'm gonna place it meat side down back on the grill. And I'm going to take the other one off and do the same thing. And at this point, I'm simply going to brush the bottoms with my apple Weber barbecue sauce. Alright, I brushed it on the bone side. Flip it over, flip them over, and do the same thing on the meat side. Man, these look great. Okay, both sides are glazed. At this point, I'm going to shut it back down for about 20 minutes and let the glaze set. Alright, it's been 20 minutes. Open her up. Oh my goodness, does that smell absolutely amazing. So, I'm simply gonna take them off. Nice and limber. About perfect. Shut the grill down, save the coals for another day. And after removing them from the grill, I brought them inside and I wrapped them up with a loose foil tent here for about, I don't know, it's going to be about 10, 15, 20 minutes until we eat. Alright, I let it rest for about 20 or 30 minutes. Got it out of the pool, cut it up. That's what we're looking at. It cut up nice and easy. Man, they look really good. Alright, there it is, the final product. The ribs are unbelievable, super tender, delicious. Some baked beans, potato salad. I cut some leftover corn off the cob that I had. The potato salad is store-bought, I know, Jono. Making potato salads is so easy. I don't know why everybody doesn't make it themselves. I didn't feel like it today. I was in the pool all day swimming. Nice easy day of just smoking some ribs. But the ribs came out awesome. And that's the most important thing. So I hope everybody's having a nice 4th of July weekend. And happy cooking, happy grilling. Till next time.